So with all the very kind of like intense and serious books I've been reading, I had to throw in a few that were kind of lighthearted. And one of those is a book called Please Kill Me, An Uncensored History of Punk Rock by Legs McNeil and Gillian McCain. You can see this little gold thing. This is the 20th anniversary edition. I actually read this book about 20 years ago, but I was writing a paper on the philosophy of punk rock. And this book was one of my kind of primary sources. So for those who don't know, the punk movement starts in New York City kind of in the late 60s, early 1970s. And it never fully crosses over to the mainstream in the United States, really until the 90s with bands like Nirvana. And this is a really unique book because it focuses mostly on New York City, a little bit on Detroit as well. There's a guy, some of you might know him, Iggy Pop, with a band called the Stooges that come out of Detroit, so they focus on him as well because he played in New York and was really influential in the punk scene. And just kind of how it started out as these weird, arty bands playing in the Lower East Side of New York City, which now is very expensive and elite. At the time was super abandoned and broken down, and it was drug and sex work haven. And these mostly suburban kids started moving back into the city in these areas that nobody wanted to live in, and formed this genre of music called punk. Is one of the most important influential American music genres of the second half of the 20th century. It's a unique book because it's an oral history. In other words, the authors themselves don't say anything. The whole thing is just there'll be a chapter with like a topic kind of covering a particular region of time or a scene or a band or something, and they just interviewed people, and the people go through and they just share stories. So it really is just like kind of direct, from the horse's mouth, the people who were there, who saw this happen, who helped it unfold, kind of talking about it. I will say, like, even though it's a fun read, it's pretty dark. I mean, drugs, a lot of sexism too, right? Then as now, kind of harder forms of rock music tend to be male dominated. This is way before kind of these underground communities really wrestled with things like sexism and treating women as sexual objects. But despite all that, these people were so funny and so creative, and it's just inspiring to learn about people who just kind of came together one day and said, hey, let's do this thing, let's make this new community. And I think despite the ickiness, I think we're all better off because of this music and this scene.